Well, time to do something I've wanted to do since the day I bought this truck. And I'm going to take this roof rack off. First, I need to figure out what hardware I need. It appears to be Torx. And if I'm guessing, it's a T20, but I'll probably be wrong because I'm not real good at that. But we'll get this roof rack pulled off, and then we'll take care of some of these paint problems. We'll get it buffed out. And then I've got a little bit different take on how I'm going to seal up the bolt holes than what most people do. Okay, so my first guess was correct. It was a T20, and that somewhat surprises me. Now, if you'll notice, most people aren't going to use power tools to do this. They're going to do it by hand. I am going to use this. This is a 12-volt DeWalt screw gun. And the reason I'm going to use this is much lower power than using, say, one of the 20-volt impacts or even one of the 12-volt impacts. The screw gun is adjustable. You can turn the power down, and you're not likely to damage stuff. So we're just going to try to take it all apart with this. Hopefully it's got enough oomph to take it apart. If not, we'll switch to a hand ratchet. And we're going to get this roof rack unbolted and just go from there. Not as bad as I thought. Now, some of you may be wondering why I'm taking this roof rack off. Well, a big part of that is it's just ugly. It really is. It's not like it's an Escalade where it has this fitted, and it's not like it's the Z71 that I have behind me. It's actually raised up a good bit higher on the roof. This is my Suburban, and I've got added bars in there. And the Z71 rack also has a roller in the back that simplifies loading stuff on the roof. So if we wanted to take a canoe out, or if we wanted to throw a ladder or whatever, that roller back there is super handy, and I use it quite often. This is so low to the roof that when I've tried to use these, I end up damaging the roof. And if I'm not going to be able to use it, I'd just rather it be gone. So anyway, it's all loose. We'll make sure that these bars are snapped in place on the other side, and we're going to lift it off. All right, so now we've got that lifted off, and I about killed myself falling off the ladder. You can see that we've got a little bit of dirt up here. There's no rust. All in all, it looks pretty good. So we're going to clean this up real quick, and then we'll get to buffing the roof out. All right, so what I'm going to use is I've got an old bottle of McGuire's Quick Detailer that should get a lot of this dirt off without getting a lot of soapy water and whatnot on the roof. Now, some of y'all may be able to see that this roof actually already has dents on it. The previous owner cut a tree down and dropped the tree on the truck. Now, there's two things you need to understand about that. One, this truck will be getting some amount of a lift. I don't know how much lift it's going to be, but it will be getting a lift, hopefully before the year's out. So you're not really going to see the dents on the roof. Mainly what I want to do to the roof is just to protect the paint and keep it from rusting. The other part of this is I have hired, well, I've contacted, I've not hired, a dent repair place that says they can get a lot of these dents out in the roof. I've got a replacement door for the front door, so a lot of these dents are going to go away anyway. But let's see how this McGuire's Quick Detail works for getting this off, because it's what I had. All right, so I popped in my local supply store, aka Harbor Freight, and they didn't have the stuff that I normally use. They did have this Pro Speed Compound 100, and you're supposed to use a rotary, which I do have a rotary over there, but I'm just going to see what it does by hand and see if we actually need to get the rotary out. Again, nice soft terry cloth. That one's definitely going to need to be hit with a buffer. this one. So that one came clean. Let's take this off and hit it with a buffer real quick. You may be wondering why I'm putting this tape on there. Well, let's just be real. If you get polishing compound, wax, or anything on this rubber, it will never come off. I've had trucks 10 years later, still couldn't get it off. And I've tried every chemical in the world. Yes, you can make it go away, and you can't see it for a little bit, but it comes right back every time. So just tape it up, no problem. Well, I got this while I was there, and this is supposed to help with paint oxidation. That's hard for a redneck to say. So, unfortunately, unless I take the camera and move it over here, you're probably not going to be able to see me try to use this. But I'm going to try to use it in a couple spots over here. And then, since y'all are on top of the crew cab, we may spin the camera around and I try a spot or two on the crew cab just to see if what effect this has. I really don't want to get into doing both trucks at once, but I think you've got a better chance of seeing the truck you're sitting on than to, be able to see this and have to get a camera close up. New tone, try it out. Over here. For those that don't know, this truck is from the southern coast. And like most vehicles from the southern coast, it's rust-free, but it just really doesn't have much paint left on the top. So let's just do that little spot right there. Let it sit for a second. We'll go over here and we'll buff this out. It took a little bit out. Nothing to write home to mama about, but there's a little bit going over here. You can definitely see more shine out of it, but there is definitely some marks left. I think ultimately this would just get you by to make it look a little shinier until you can actually get it painted. I am seriously debating having this roof vinyl wrapped for the time being, because the rest of the truck's in pretty good shape. It's mostly just the roof. I've debated just getting it wrapped in like a matte black or a dark matte gray. Maybe doing the hood, because it does have that bed cover on it, and just giving it the kind of flat look across the top panels. I don't know. Time will tell. Right now, I need to get this truck running again. It's not a super high priority to make it look pretty at the moment. Okay, so since I did this spot, I'm going to hit those two spots over there. And just that way they're all done and they look balanced and even. And then we'll move on with buffer. Alright, now that we have buffed the roof out with the, well, let's be honest, a third grader could have done it better, but I've got some of this high-tech yellow wax, once again, from my local Harbor Freight, because you know, only the best. So we're going to put a little wax on this, just to protect it, and then we'll get on to plugging these holes.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I will try to put a link in the description below. But what we're going to do is we've got these button head bolts. And this is an M6-1 by 25. And then what I'm doing that's different, for one, stainless. I'm just going to leave it exposed stainless. And two, I'm putting these 1/4 by 1/2 by 1/16 rubber washers on. And all this came from Lowe's. It's all easily accessible stuff. But rather than doing globs of silicone, I can just do a nice little washer on here, and that gives me my waterproofing. Anyway, I also want to put some Teflon tape on it just to make like thread sealant. For those of you that haven't done this, I personally like to hold the tape in my left hand, hold whatever I'm taping in my right hand facing away from me, and then roll your tape on. Now you may say, Andy, this is just basic knowledge, but what this is doing is it is putting the tape on in the direction that it's going to go in. So when you run this bolt in, it isn't just going to immediately roll the tape off of it. Slide your little washer on. And now we're going to cap those holes and they'll be waterproof. You can stop. Alright, now that we've got 10 of these done, I'll run these in. Now once again, this is not a Z71, so it just has the 10 total bolts. Z71, if you're deleting the roof rack off one of those, don't know why you would do it, but if you were inclined to do that, it does have 2 more holes in the back over a regular roof rack. Just thread these in. Run them down. Now remember, these are basically nut zerts in this roof, which is more or less a rivet that's threaded on the inside. So you're not going to want to run these in real tight. You're just going to run them into the stop and let that be sufficient, which is why I wanted to use the rubber washers, because you're not running them down hard enough that it's going to be squished out and that weird. If you'll notice, I didn't run those in real fast. Even with such a small 12-volt screw gun, if you run it full speed with it having a brushless motor, it can overpower the clutch. So even though the clutch is going to slide, it still will run it in. And we have seen people break off screws and all sorts of stuff, even with these little bitty ones, just simply because they were going way too fast. But there you go. That's the main idea of what it's going to look like. I don't know if I'm 100% sold on the washer idea. I think maybe we can trim these washers up a little bit, make them a little smaller, and then do this again. Or possibly even go to a smaller washer to begin with. They do sell multiple size washers. So we'll see how this turns out, go from there. You can also get these little washers that have little metal caps, like a washer on top of them, which I think because of the crown may actually work better for this need. So we will look into that and try. And please excuse my camera girl there for sneezing. So that concludes our roof rack delete. I will update you and let you know how the washer method works. My idea is it is easy to remove and redo. Some of y'all may be wondering where I've been for the last couple of years. And honestly, some of the drama and the demonetization kind of burned me up. I don't know if people remember when everybody shared that one video from that one guy and tried to get stuff monetized, and YouTube just said no, we're not doing that, and changed the rules. that kind of burned me up. But during that time, a lot of life happened. And during that time, where all life was happening, I have been watching my videos. I've been watching what y'all respond to and what y'all seem to like. And primarily, y'all seem to mostly respond to my do-it-yourself how-to videos. Some of my cheats and things that I do. So I think that's where we're going to go from here. We're going to work on some projects, and I'm going to post videos on the projects and how I came up with the solutions and things of that nature. And if you like that sort of thing, I really hope that you will like and subscribe, leave me some comments, let me know what you want to see, and we'll just keep reducing forward with the equipment we've got now. We are hoping to upgrade equipment if this takes off, so we'll just see where this leads. And if y'all want to see this lead somewhere, please like and share the videos, and we'll just go from there. I think from here on this truck, we're going to give it a nice little bubble bath. Probably going to wash all three because honestly, my third grade level buffing skills threw stuff all over all three trucks. So we're going to give all three trucks a quick wash down, and hope to see y'all back. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.